In the previous episode of this series, I introduced my hydrosphere analogy. That analogy describes what I refer to as revolutionary worldview warfare. Revolutionary worldview warfare exploits a target audience's own desire for self-gratification or self-glorification by cultivating and reinforcing a certain worldview within the target audience. The target audience can consist of an individual or a collective. Recall my upside down pyramid analogy from the first episode. Revolutionary worldview warfare on the collective level is social engineering. In social engineering, the focus is on cultural dynamics and population dynamics. Revolutionary worldview warfare on the individual level is psychological warfare. In psychological warfare, the focus is on the body and the mind. Both psychological warfare and social engineering can have a spiritual aspect. Revolutionary worldview warfare on the spiritual level is spiritual warfare. In spiritual warfare, the focus is on power, beauty, and wisdom in the context of the world system. I use the phrase the world system to refer to the global system of authority that, from the beginning of recorded history to today, is characterized by death and decay. Whether death and decay in a physical sense or death and decay in a spiritual sense. For one of the most powerful examples of revolutionary worldview warfare, let's return again to my hydrosphere analogy. We left off at seawater. What is left behind when seawater evaporates? Salt. Salt is fundamental to human life, especially in the context of rituals and food. Throughout world history, food and ritual have both been principal means for social interaction. I liken this social, personal, spiritual dynamic to what has long been referred to as the Great Work. The Great Work symbolizes humankind's attempt to create social utopia by any means, and to attain personal godhood by any means. To make things more interesting, there is a force spiritually animating the Great Work. This mysterious force has long been referred to as the inner sun, the powers, the mother goddess, the ancient ones, and the shining ones. Future episodes will explore the Great Work, but countless smaller examples of revolutionary worldview warfare will be explored as well. These discussions are a companion to my book entitled Revolution: The Art and Science of Worldview Warfare. It cites hundreds of scientific articles and elite books on the Great Work. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for your time and stay tuned.